Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Nantz.
I'm so happy to be here to honor my friend and mentor, President George H.W. Bush. The real lesson here is that you don't have to be the President of the United States to have an impact. With volunteering, you could be anyone, a single mother, a retired businessman, a student, an Afghanistan war vet. It doesn't matter. You have a contribution to make. It's not who you are, it's what you do. And we're all in this together.
Gary Maxworthy rose to the top of his profession in the food industry.
I had, all the toys. My company supplied a country club membership. I had a Jag. But when my wife passed away in '93, it was my opportunity, I thought, to maybe do something different. Money was never really a driver for me. It was always making something happen.
He volunteered to work with California food banks to feed hungry people. When he started, all he saw was cans and boxes. Why couldn't food banks provide fresh fruits and vegetables? He set out to change what food banks could do. He convinced growers and packers to donate fresh food and bought the rest at a discount from supermarkets. The program called Farm to Family took off, delivering healthy food to those who couldn't afford it. Fresh, delicious food that lifted spirits as well. Today, after 14 years, Farm to Family feeds 500,000 people a week in California, changing diets and lives. For Gary, it was about more than food.
I get to see my grandkids. I get to spend time with my kids. They're proud of what I'm doing, so that feels the best,
When you give back, you have this sense of knowing that you're able to help someone else.
Rhonda Ulmer was a single mother with 3 children. When she learned that her children's school was going to be shut down if test scores didn't improve, she went to see the principal and was in for a surprise.
She asked me would I be interested in being the president of my children's school PTA. So I was like, wow, I'm just a parent at the time. What could I actually do? But I knew that if we would be able to rally up other parents. So I started to think, if I'm, as a single mom raising 3 children, just imagine what other parents in the community may have been going through. Providing food for their families, health care and housing issues. If parents are not able to meet the basic needs for their children, how are they really able to help them be successful in school?
Rhonda founded the University for Parents to teach parents how to help themselves so they could help their kids.
From a school that was on the Maryland State Department of Education takeover list was now one of the top performing schools in the state.
For me, serving is about giving yourself over to a good cause that is larger than yourself.
For Ross Cohen, service turned out to be the great journey of his life. After graduating Brown, he set out footloose to see the world. He was in the mountains of China when he heard the news and understood this was a defining moment in his country's history. He rushed home and enlisted in the Army. He was deployed to Afghanistan. His connection to friends, country, and a cause larger than himself gave his life pride and purpose.
I knew that I wanted to continue serving in some way.
After the Army, he found out how. By helping found Mission Serve, an organization that brings military and civilians together, uniting them in volunteer work, helping one another.
At the end of the day, you feel like you have not just made someone's life better, but also been a part of a larger team. And to me, that's an end unto itself.
that you and I, we mean something. This giving breath, this beating heart, it beats in harmony. It beats for you, for me, for every eye, every hand, every hour invested, every smile
A
reciprocated.
childhood in the South Bronx with no sense of the world beyond. When Tanya Ingram was 8, she joined an after-school program run by volunteers. They took her to museums and libraries. They introduced her to a world of books and encouraged her to dream.
They would tell me that I'm capable, and that I shouldn't limit myself, and that there's a world out there that's for you.
In high school, a volunteer helped Tanya prepare for college. She even took her to visit New York University. Today, Tanya's a sophomore, a poet with prizes to her name.
Take that seed, plant it in the life of another, watch it grow. I wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for the volunteering. The reason why I'm into poetry now is because I'm at NYU, because my volunteers helped me get into NYU. When you stop to actually just say, wow, this is because someone took the time out to invest in me.
She is also a volunteer, repaying the gift.
You never know the effect you're going to have. You just show up and you see what's going to happen, and that's the beautiful thing. You are important now. Yes, we are important now. Don't forget this. When you are tired, when time stands so still, still know that all together, there was never a greater cause than this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ross Cohen, Gary Maxworthy, Tanya Ingram, and Rhonda Omer.
Thank you. At first, I didn't even notice I was volunteering. Like so many of us, we didn't think that what we were doing was public service. We was presented with a challenge and saw it as an opportunity. Sometimes that's the way it happens. You get involved and something else takes over. You don't even realize you're a point of light until you see the beam. Muhammad Ali said, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." We're just paying our rent. Thank you.